Hello y'all, this is the Rise of Alexander, Victory or Death mod for Rome Total War Alexander. It changes and adds on to the base game. New playable factions are included that change depending on each version, of which there are 3. Most important of all, I think, is now if Alexander the Great dies earlier in the campaign, it doesn't just end there like it does in the vanilla version. I'll be playing the Persian Empire in Cardinals map version, which has tons of provinces and a lot of minor factions to mess around with. It is 336 BC. Darius III has just become ruler of the Persian Empire. There is no Macedonian invasion to worry about just yet, but there is tons of armies spread out in the Persian Empire, which would be put to good use bullying the minor factions into submission. Now, to attempt expansion, I'm going to make it as organized as possible. We have the Arabs in the south and India to the east, and whoever knows, barbarians in the north and Ionian Greeks in the west. We will push in all directions. The Arabs in Nabataea have a lot larger army than I originally anticipated, but we have sent a large army to counter this unintentionally. India abandons their city in the province of Gandhara, which will be good if we can just swoop it up. That did not go to plan, so we have a battle now going on with India, who has elephants, spearmen, longbowmen, and these nice cavalry. The tactic to deal with the elephants has just been using tons of cavalry archers to shoot at them, but there has been some collateral damage in the infantry, who got crushed to death. No arrows left, and a lack of other options. It is time to begin nothing but human wave attacks into the elephants. The battle is won, and there was more survivors than I thought, which is good. India is defeated and the faction is destroyed. The only other faction now in India besides us is the kingdom of Kassala. Wandering across the desert, we have ran into a settlement belonging to the Dahe, which has been promptly put under siege. The Arabs are quite intimidating, with an army made up mostly of spearmen and ranged cavalry. They have a tendency to always try to break a siege by charging out to fight us. First mistake they made when coming out of the town was expecting us not to use cavalry. Well, I guess at least they'll be alive to regret it. Macedon died. They prematurely failed, and I feel teased. Just wow. Well, I guess we'll just kill whoever's over there when we get there. Kassala, it's your turn to be absorbed into the Persian Empire. Western Asia Minor is being brought under Persian control with the taking of the Ionian Greek cities of Ephesus and Sardis. Meanwhile, in Arabia, the Arabs are being shot by arrows by cavalry archers. Kassala and the Persians come to blows at a wooden bridge. Their roster is very similar to the Indians we ate earlier, but except a lot more teal this time. There goes the infantry, and so much for the idea of holding the bridge. An attempted bottleneck was made at the end of our side of the bridge with some cavalry. It does not seem to be working, but you do get to see the Kassala elephants run amok and toss their spearmen in the air. Abdus and Halicarnassus are put under siege. With their fall, it will be the end of any resistance. The Greek city-states go to war. I think they were the ones who killed Macedon, so they should be distracted when we finally get there and take Alexander the Great's old cities. Abydos falls to a group of Persian infantry and Greek mercenaries. It would be a good stepping stone to get into Macedon. Dahe barbarian spearmen comes out to fight out of their settlement, but they will be fighting similar-looking soldiers compared to them in the service of the Persians. Using chariots to chase after light cavalry may not be the most ideal way of using them, but it is entertaining to watch. One of the armies have successfully crossed over the Caucasus Mountains and have ran into a Scythian settlement. Second time's the charm, and with some war elephants of our own, Kassala is destroyed, with all their lands going to us. Halicarnassus falls, the mausoleum is ours, the Ionian Greeks' remaining settlement is Rhodes, but they will no longer be a threat, and all units in the area can be diverted toward Macedon. Darius III leads the offensive into Macedon. We find out for certain that the Greeks devoured all of Macedon's old cities. We besiege Thessalonica, which is held by rebels. The second invasion of Greece begins, sort of, with some attacks on the weak garrisons of Larissa and Pella. The armored elephants of the Persian Empire, on their own and unaided, will now be teaching the Arabs how to fly, or falling with style. This fight was going to be a victory from the very start, with the combination of the two deadliest weapons of ancient warfare, side chariots and armored elephants. The Thracians come down from their lands to attack Byzantium and attack an army moving toward Macedon. Thank goodness we had the Bactrian cavalry to break through their lines. What would we do without them? The Arabs faction has been taken out. We have taken all their land and as much of Arabia as possible. I'm going to end the video here. The empire now stretches from Macedon to India, sort of like a reverse Alexander the Great. If you like the mod, make sure to check it out in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, and all are welcome. I'll see y'all later.